guys, Todd from Great Escape Farms here, standing in front of a couple of pawpaws here. We harvested them yesterday when we were out doing a mushroom walk, and one of them was not ripe. This one right here, it was still kind of firm, and this one over here was ripe. So I'm going to harvest some seeds off of these. So I actually pulled one seed out. You can see it right here. I have it next to a quarter, just to give you an idea of the size of the seed. And I also clean this one up. So the seeds kind of lay in here horizontally stacked on one another. And what you do is you pick the seeds out and you kind of toss those aside, and you take a spoon and you eat out the pulp that's in there, and that has kind of an apple custard texture and flavor to it. The seed itself, it looks like this right here, so it takes a little bit of cleaning up and a little bit of work to get it off. So what I'm going to do right now is just pull these out, and I'm going to run them home and clean them up in the kitchen. We don't have the best resources here for cleaning them up, but you can see this one right here, that is clean. Took me a little bit to do that. I'm going to pull them out of here, and if these are okay in here in the unripe one, which it looks like it is, so I'll go ahead and pull those out as well, and I'm just going to put them in this plastic sack here, and like I say, I'll deal with it at home later on tonight. So and then later on in the spring I'll go ahead and plant these and hopefully have some good pawpaw seedlings to munch on at home. So right now it is September 5th, I think. We're right in the beginning of pawpaw season. Mid-September to October 1st is the pawpaw season in the mid-Atlantic area. So let me go ahead and pull these out, and I'll be back with you after I get home so I can clean these up. Okay, we have the pawpaw seeds here. I have two different bags because 2 different days of collecting them. So what I'm going to do real quick is go ahead and clean these up and get the pulp off of them, and then I'm going to put them on this paper towel right here, and then we'll move on to the next step. So let me clean these up and I'll be right back. Okay, so the seeds are all cleaned off. We got the gelatinous stuff or the pulp off from around it. And what I have right here is a bowl of water and a shot glass of bleach. So this bowl of water is actually 9 shot glasses of bleach. If I add this one, which I'm going to, that's 10. So that gives me a 10% bleach solution, which is what I want. So I'm going to add the seeds to this 10% bleach solution. And I'll give it a stir every once in a while. And I'm going to let the seeds soak in there for 10 minutes. What this will do is prevent mold and bacteria and stuff like that from taking over and making the seeds unviable. So it will allow the seeds themselves to stratify, and I'll get into the stratification process in a minute. Allow them to stratify for a number of months in a cool, dark area without growing mold or fungus or anything else on them. So I'm going to go set the timer for 10 minutes on these, stir them for a little while. I'll be back in 10 minutes with you. Okay, we are back here, and our time, they've been in here long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and spoon them out and lay them on the paper towel. And then I'm going to dry them off, and the main purpose for that is to just get the bleach off of them, because I don't want that to sit on them. So 10 minutes is long enough. And let them sit right here. We'll take that and rinse that off in 1 minute. And give it a good dry. Okay, so let me set those aside for a minute. Actually, you know what? They smell a little bleachy, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse them off. So I'm going to dump this, put some water in. I like bleach to do its thing, but I don't like it to be around longer than what it has to. So we'll just rinse these off real quick. And now we'll go ahead and dry them off on this other side here. Pull them out. one key thing to remember with pawpaw seeds is never ever let them dry out. So I have seen a couple posts online that say to go ahead and clean the fruit off of it and let them dry out and then cold stratify them later, and you do not want to do that. I've read, seen a good bit of research that your germination rate goes down to 20% or below if they dry out. So you just don't want to let them dry out. So what we're going to do is we're going to set those aside for a minute, and we're going to go right into cold stratification. So I have another bowl here. The optimum thing is peat moss, and I don't have that. So what I do have is some potting soil that I had laying around. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of that in here, and that should be plenty. And then I have some clean water right here. I'm going to go ahead and mix a little bit of that in. And what I'm looking for is to mix this up, and I probably put too much in here. As a matter of fact, I know I did. So I'll just go ahead and add a little bit more soil here in a minute. What I'm looking for is to be able to squeeze this and get maybe 1 drop of water out, not much more than that. And right now I'd get a good bit out because, like I say, I put too much water in. So if I add a little bit more in here. And what this is going to do, or what this will be our medium that we're going to cold stratify in. So cold stratify is just basically putting the seeds in basically the refrigerator in a dark spot for a period of time, and the period of time for these is going to be 120 days. So a lot of research I've done, I found that some people say 70 to 110 days, others 90 to 120. Doesn't hurt to go over, it could hurt to go under, because if you don't have it in there long enough, then they will not germinate for you. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now I added too much soil. I can tell just by looking at it. So get it going here. And I'll show you what I'm looking for here in a minute once I get it mixed up, fully mixed up. So back to stratification. So stratification is a plant's normal cycle. It stays dormant. The seed will stay dormant and will not germinate until it has had this period of what would be normal winter. So we call that cold stratification. And for these, like I say, we're going to go with 120 days or 4 months. So right now is the beginning of September. So I'm going to go all of September, all of October, all of November, all of December, and in early January, I'll go ahead and pull these out, and then I'll go ahead and plant them, which will give them a good start. And then once I get a good 10 to 12 leaves on them and they're growing pretty good, I will move them outside and transplant them where they're going to go. So I will have a grow light going. So what I'm looking for is to take this and squeeze it, and just not, that's still a little bit much. I got about 4 or 5 drops of water. I was looking for 1, but that will suffice. So anyhow, I'm gonna go rinse my hands off here, and I'm also gonna grab a plastic sandwich bag. Will probably work for these, this many seeds here. Actually, I have it right here. I'm sorry, I forgot I did that. So while I'm dirty, I'll wash my hands in a minute. While I'm dirty, I'll go ahead and finish this up. So first thing I'm gonna do is label it. It's a lot easier to label something before you put the seeds in. So these are gonna be Paw Paw. And I'm gonna call these PVC. I'll know what that means. I took a permaculture design course, and we went out mushroom hunting, and while we were mushroom hunting, we found the pawpaws. So that's where the seeds came from. And the date that they're, let's see, I need to stratify 4 months. And they're going in 9, I think today is the 6th, 2016. So they come out on 1/6/16. That's about 120 days. I'd give or take a couple days. So good enough. What I will do is open this up. A handful of dirt in, a couple of seeds, another handful of dirt, a couple more seeds, and as you can see, I'm making a big mess here, so I'm going to have a lot of cleaning up on this kitchen table here. So try to make sure I don't get in trouble with the family here. Okay, and then I'm going to leave some air in there, and I'm going to mix these up. And what I'm looking for is cool, which is going to be in the refrigerator. Looking for dark, I don't want a bunch of light. And they are moist, and then the time required. So these will sit in there. So cold or cool and no light is prime place for mold and stuff like that to grow. So that's why we went through the bleach exercise there. So I've had a lot of issues with mold and stuff growing in my stratified plants before. So it'll be interesting to see how this method turns out. So from here, I take this. What I'll probably do is grab one of those brown lunch bags and put this in there. That'll add an additional layer of keeping light out. And I'll label the lunch box or the lunch bag with what's in it. And then I'll put it in the refrigerator. And I have a special refrigerator downstairs because I do so much of this that's just for plants and stuff like that. So again, I don't get in trouble for having too much stuff up here. So this is ready to go. So this is how you get pawpaw seeds ready to grow. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, and also don't forget to check out our regular blog post on greatescapefarms.com. We also have a podcast and a YouTube channel, so you can get to all of those from our blog post on greatescapefarms.com. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.